Welcome to the Dating Show Decoder. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Please subscribe if you're new here. We try to post every Wednesday. So, today's topic is about tips and guides on how to go there because I understand it can be nerve-wracking. It's easier for us to watch and analyze and make decisions and talk about people who have the courage to go there. But I also want to help people in as much as we'll talk about people who has been there, but it's about the lesson from watching, the lesson from their experience. So today, the tips I want to give to you, especially if you're contemplating, partaking in any of the dating shows, this can be really, really nerve-wracking. Don't go there trading likely, thinking that it's one of those, walk in the park. Get it? It's a place where you want to, explore and maximize the opportunity of being there. So it's important for you to prepare mentally before, during, and after the show. So, how do you prepare mentally before you get in the show? You need to understand the nuance, the process of the show. You want to make sure that hopefully you have done some work on yourself. So you're very, very clear about what you're desiring from a partner. You want to know your deal breakers. You want to know what red flag means to you because red flag is not universal. It's person to person. My red flags are not your red flags. So make sure that you're clear with your red flags, what your deal breakers are, your non-negotiables. You have to be clear with that because I see a lot of people, they go there, they tend to be empathetical. I get it. It's okay to empathize with people, sympathize with people, but it's not okay to settle and accept something that is not what you would ideally go for. I think sometimes people switch off when they get to these shows thinking it's a competition. No, it's not a competition. The goal it remains the same. It's one thing. The goal is for you to find your person. And being in this kind of shows, I think in my opinion is the best place for you to be, especially if you have the same agenda to go and find your person. So don't lose guard. Don't forget the aim. The aim is find your person. It's not a competition. It's not you're not competing with anyone, but to genuinely search for the heart of the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. Because it's easy to switch. And you have to also understand the intensity and how quickly things move when you get in that show. So the stress is real. It's very real. And all of you are dating each other. That in itself is also stressful because the person I'm speaking to, the person I think I'm falling in love with, the person I'm sitting next to might be also be falling in love with the same person, but you still can't show jealousy in that process. And the fact that the show, the process moves so quickly, you see some people having cold feet. They are uncertain whether or not they really want to be married within 2 months. They start to question whether they really, they're prepared mentally to be there. So these are things you need to answer before you get to the show. If you know you are not certain that you really want to be married, you're in your conviction of, I'm in my marriage era, I really want to be married, please don't turn up to such shows. Don't do it because you're wasting not just your time but other people's time. Except you're going there to just chase fame or chase, clout or whatever you're chasing. But that's not the purpose of the show. You're taking away, the benefit for the other person because if you're there, taking a spot someone else who is serious could have been, that is disservice to the show. So it moves so quickly. Ask yourself if if you're capable of moving in the same fast pace. It moves so quickly. You have opportunities to date someone, get to know someone, engage someone, get married to them. That is hectic. So if you know you don't have that mental resilience, please don't show up there. So these are things you need to question yourself, sit within yourself and ask yourself, when was the last time you had a serious relationship? Because marriage is serious. You don't want to go there and mess it up for yourself and for the other person. Because a lot of these people, they go there, marry, do all of the whole 9 yards, just to be divorced in 1 month or 2 months. So my question to you is, are you ready mentally? If you know you're not ready mentally, this is not your show. So I'm gonna put I have I have some test documents. If you're interested, you can leave in the comments or ask me to send it to you, but you need to give me your email address. I will send you a one-page document to test your mental preparedness for this kind of show and see whether or not, because you might think you're mentally ready, you might think you're not mentally ready. Whichever way, the test would expose where you are, at the present. Another thing you need to understand is when you have finally matched with someone, you still have the job to connect with them in real person. When you are coexisting with them, this is also time for you to know them. So the fact you engaged before you saw the person does not mean you already know them. It's also an opportunity for you to test the waters to see whether or not you want to proceed to marriage. Marriage is serious. When you have finally matched, you're coexisting, it's important for you to see your connection. Fine, you mentally connected in the pods, but are you connected in person? And when you're not connected in person, please don't force it. Make sure you're present at every stage. Every stage you're present. Every stage you're present. The fact that you fell in love with the idea of the person by talking to them in the pods does not mean that they will show up the same way. I hope they do. But that does not mean they automatically show up in the way just because you fell in love with them, that you still want to just match up, because their words opened your heart. Their actions has to keep your heart with them. So make sure that you are intentional. So your activity starts from the minute you are in the pods. I'm happy to share some of my documents because I'm a relationship expert. I'm happy to share some of my documents to help you. You can print it off and take it with you if it's something that you're hoping to, do. You have like 20 questions free to you to use while you're in the pod. I believe you should be able to use printed documents. I don't know. So see if it's something, either you print it off and take it with you so you can ask people deep questions to truly get to know their values. It's not enough that because I lived in the same country or the same street as you or had similar lifestyle growing up. Maybe I come from a broken family, no parents, meaning you having the same similar experience means that we're a match. No, that's not what it means. You want to connect with people based on their value system, how they view the world, their mindset. Don't just connect with people because you share similar life experiences. Because I come from single parents household, you come from single parents household, that means we understand it. No, we don't. So again, I have 20 free questions to share with you because I'm not here to just talk to you, but I also want to be able to help you with the process. So I have some free, literatures or resources to share with you. And if you're looking to connect with a love coach and you want to work with me, please feel free, leave that in the comment section or send me an email if you check in my bio. So again, make sure that you're mentally prepared. Make sure you're assessing every process, especially if you're looking to have long-term, fulfilling relationship. I understand when you're in the motion, you might not see what we see. But I believe that if you're grounded before you get in the process, you will be able to be in the present and see what we see at every stage. You're not going to just lead with emotion, but you're going what we see. You'll be able to assess people based on what value system you have and you carry. And when you get to meet family and your friends and your well wishers, it's important for you to pay attention to every details. Pay attention to every details because that would help you to make a decision going forward. So your mental preparation should be continuous. It's a continuous process. You preparing before you get there, mentally understanding the process and making sure that you have the mental capacity to, and the bandwidth to carry it and go through the hectic process is one thing. Being in the emotion is another thing. And it's important for you to have your emotional support network, your friends, your loved ones, people who genuinely love you. Make sure you're not doing this in isolation. Make sure, I understand some of you want to surprise your family members, but make sure that you still have people who understand, support the process alongside, because you are going to feel all manner of emotions. And also understand, make sure you prepare your mind to be okay with not having a match by the end of the process. Because I think the shame, the disappointment, and the rejection, that the feeling that comes with all of this, could make you to be desperate, to want to just match with anybody and anyone, just especially when you know the person is not really a good fit for you, but you still want to, because you're just desperate at this point. So desperation, you're going to make sure you conquer it before you are in the show. You're able to accept rejection and be okay without having a match. These are things you have to prepare your mind going into the show, so that you go there and operate in your highest frequency and maximize your values, no matter what. No matter what. And lastly, when you have eventually, matched, engaged, and done your wedding with the person, I would encourage you to go to counseling. Go for marriage counseling. Marriage counseling shouldn't be one and done. Make it a continuous process, because you're still getting to know this person. Remember that. Make sure that you people invest in marriage counseling. In some churches, they offer it for free. So check, if you're a Christian, make sure you connect and see if there are some free marriage counseling services, especially for communities and people in certain establishments like churches. And I don't know about other religion, but see if it's something you can benefit from. And if you can pay for it, make sure you pay for it, because in the beginning of, now that we have spoken lengthy about some of the tips and guides on how to do it better, don't forget, if you're interested in any of my resources or materials, especially to help you ask questions and know why you're asking such questions, and how to test your mental preparedness before you show up on these shows, and just general preparation before you get there, while you're there, you can always reach out, leave a comment in the section, leave your email and say, send me the resources. Then I would, drop your email, I will send that to you, or you can message me, directly. I will leave my email. My email is in my bio, so you can send me email directly as well if you don't want to leave it in the comment section per se. Thank you so much for watching, as always.